Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here to share a layout that I created for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, round 6, and this is day 4. And I'm using my October 2019 Counterfeit Kit Challenge Kit. Now for this layout, the original sketch had a diagonal design going from the left upper corner to the right lower corner. I'm going to flip that. I'm going to have it go from the right upper corner to the left lower corner. And then it had in the center, the photos with a orientation with the portrait photo on the left and the landscape portrait on the right. And I'm just changing those around. Now this centerpiece is about 10 by maybe 7. And I pulled out a scrap from one of the 6x6 paper pads, cut it down a little bit to span across the back side to create that banner. And yeah, so that's the center of my layout. Because the background paper had some spray mist on it, what I did was I went ahead and I put that mist down because I wanted some bigger splotches of mist. And I didn't want to risk getting it on any of the different embellishments or buttons or stickers or anything that I'm adding down. So I put it on the background cardstock. And here I'm just working on that centerpiece, and then I'll do some additional things like prep my title. I know my title's going to go on the photo or on the layout right above that landscape portrait of the 2 puppies. Now it's my husband and my 2 puppies, and this is early in the morning. I get up and I have to be to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I get up and go to the gym before I go to work, and I have to be there at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And so my puppies will typically get up at the same time as I do, which is like 4:30, 4:45 at the same, and they're up and about at that time of the day. And so when I come in, get ready for work, and then I'm leaving for work, this is typically how I find them having their first nap of the day. And they are in the portion of the recliner that sits behind your calves. You've got the hard portion where your feet sit on, and then you've got the chair cushion where your bottom and legs sit on. This is that squishy little part behind your calves. They will get in that little hole and just crash out, or they would when they were this little. And so, yeah, it's early in the morning. My husband's sitting there with a cup of coffee. The puppies are crashed out, and it's about a little before 7 as I'm getting ready to leave for work. And they were so cute. I snapped a picture of them. So my title is called Nap Time, and then right below that it says in the morning. And then I put a little journaling on there about how early in the morning it is a little bit later on. I think maybe after I finish the video. But yeah, they're so cute. They still do the same thing. They're over a year old now. And it's about the same time this year as those photos were taken last year. And yeah, they are, yeah, they do the same thing. They get up and they play hard, super duper hard, early in the morning. And then by now it's a little bit later, like by 8 or 9 o'clock, they are ready to crash completely out. So here I'm taking some liquid adhesive and putting along the back of this alphabet that I'm using here. They are puffy stickers from Felicity Jane, and the adhesive on them is not terrific, which I find to be kind of par for course when you're using puffy alphabets. So I add a little extra on there before I put that down, and then I'll just use that ruler and smash them down. So that's why I always get gunk all over my rulers. For that very reason, is because I smash them down, and a lot of times you will get extra adhesive on there. And then of course the extra adhesive picks up dust and dirt and paper bits and pieces along the way. So here I'm going to look at the washi strips that I have added into the kit because I want to add an additional layer to match that puffy sticker title. And so I find these washi strips that have that perfectly peach pink border. It's like a diamond grid. And so I'm going to take one of them off and cut it in half and use half on each side to make it look like it's spanning the distance between the two ends. And if you guys know me, you know a layout is not done until I've pulled something up at least once. Um, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm lifting up those photos that I have already glued down and adding that washi strip to it. But that's okay. It works for me. It may hurt somebody else's feelings, but it doesn't hurt mine when I peel these things up. Sometimes it tears the paper up, sometimes it doesn't. You know, and it's all relative in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. So now that I have that whole center portion done, now is the time where I am ready to add it on to the background paper. And you can see I've taken a ton of scraps plus some of the stickers from the one of the ephemera packs and added some of those in. And I have them laying there where I'm going to start adding them down. You can see I've sprayed the paper with some Tattered Angels shimmer mist. It's one of the old color mist that you could get a long time ago, and they all had shimmer, I think, in them, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful color, and that shimmer is not necessarily a gold shimmer. Um, it almost looks like a white shimmer when you're looking at it closely, but it's a beautiful color. So I love how it looks on this background, and I knew because I was making the title in that peachy pink color, I wanted another sort of peachy pink addition to the layout. You will see I did punch out that pattern paper, the heart out of the pattern paper, and so it's going to be another pink focus, even though it's a dark pink. That's okay. As long as I have all different shades of pink in the background, that will make me happy. I'm going to go through, and you can see I have some green and turquoise pieces punched out, but I won't end up using those on this layout. So they'll go over to the side, and if I find a use for them, then I'll use them on a different layout. I'm adding all these pieces around, and I'm also going to add some buttons and some enamel dots, and then I've punched out previously these little gold dots out of leftover glitter cardstock. I've just taken a tiny little punch and punched out circles and stars. And so I will lay those around on the layout as well. Here in a minute, I'll show you the whole process of where I've laid them all out and then getting them all glued down, as well as the buttons. Here I'm just placing the buttons around to see where I might want them. And if you guys know me, or if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, then you know when it comes to buttons, I can't just lay buttons on a layout and glue them down and call them done. I have to put thread through them, through the buttonholes, before I feel like they look right. Otherwise, they look odd to me, and I don't like how that looks. So you'll see, I won't go through the whole process of threading those buttons, but you see the twine, and it's an off-white twine because the papers that I have in there have off-white as the background color instead of a stark white. So yeah, you'll see, I'll go through and thread all the buttons, and then voila, they're all threaded and ready to be glued down. Those are the little dots that I was telling you about. They don't have perfect edges, and that's okay, because they're going to be tucked in and around. So even though they weren't perfect when I cut them out, that's all right, because with little embellishments like this, you tend to use them as pieces to tuck in here and there. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So I have most everything down just like I want it. My journaling, I don't think I put down till after the layout's done. And I put it over to the right side under the picture of my husband with the puppies on the chair. Anyway, I just want to say thanks, guys, for showing up. Thanks for watching my video. I hope I've inspired some of you guys to try out some sketches or to get into your craft rooms or into your craft supplies and play. And I hope If you enjoy this layout, I hope you will flip me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe, especially if you like to see layouts made with older stash, because I tend to have a lot of older stash that I try and get used up. And you will see that I frequently have these videos using the older stuff. Anyway, I do have close-ups at the end, so if you're interested and you want to stick around and see close-ups of the final layouts, please feel free to do that. You can see I'm using some enamel dots here. I have those huge black enamel dots that I'm finally getting a little bit of use out of. I don't know that I'll ever get those all the way used up. Anyway, that layout is done, guys. I appreciate you for being here. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.